Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm Deltora. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you have any feedback, leave it in the comments below. Before we get into the topic of this video, I just wanted to remind you that my Name This Character contest is still ongoing, but it won't be for very long. So if you want to get involved and put a name in there with a chance of winning a shout out, go ahead and do it in the comments below as well. So to go straight into what this video is going to be about, if you couldn't tell from the title, we're not just going to be talking about fanfiction in general. I want to specifically talk about my fanfiction and my experience with writing fanfiction. So when I wrote fanfiction, probably between the years of 2011 and let's say 2013, 2014-ish, I wrote Naruto fanfiction, based usually in Naruto Shippuden or post Naruto Shippuden, nothing any younger than that, and the storylines were, well, kind of shaky. I often went outside of canon, usually in their universe, but taking many of the characters out of what their actual canon personalities were, so crack fiction, basically. I started writing because it was basically on a whim. I had discovered fanfiction probably 6 months prior and I really enjoyed it, but I decided one day that, hey, I could do this too. I could write stories based on what I wish was happening in fanfiction, because around 2011, 2012-ish, fanfiction was still kind of, you wrote it, you were under the table. If you wrote it, you were below. If you read it, you were like below ground, like dig the hole deeper, right? There was some sort of shame around fanfiction at the time, and I'm glad that that's kind of moved on. Yeah, you're kind of still like, should I disclose that I read and write fanfiction? But when you do it, you usually get the, oh, I've heard of that, cool, or the, oh my gosh, me too response. So it's got a different tone to it now. I wrote fanfiction because I wanted to see different types of interactions between these characters that wasn't in the canon and wasn't already being done in fanfiction that was out there. So whatever I wanted to see, that's what I stuck in there. But I have to admit, as I went on and towards the end of when I was writing fanfiction, I was writing exactly what the fans or the readers wanted to hear. So if I seen something in the suggestions, in my comments, whatever, I would write that. I was always doing what the fans or the readers wanted to see in a fanfiction. I kind of gave up on my own ideals of what fanfiction was and started doing whatever it was the fans wanted. Now, the reason why I decided to do this video is because recently I've been getting comments from my really old subscribers asking about my fanfiction, why I took it down, why I don't write anymore, things like that. So basically, to sum it up, I just changed. I took a job or a volunteer position on a game server called Dragon's Den. It's an animal-based exploration questing game, and well, obviously it's A+, and as a staff member, I thought maybe that the fanfiction I was writing wasn't for the age group that I was now interacting with. Although there aren't very many 8, 9, 10-year-olds on the game, the age group is more towards the 13 to 18 range. I still thought, you know, maybe it's time I professionalized myself and wrote more towards the people that I was catering to now that I had this position on this game. It wasn't the only reason I stopped writing fanfiction, but it contributed to my decision. Another thing that people have been asking about in the comments is the explicit material that I often had in my writing, and it wasn't so much that it was things that I had done, obviously not at that age, but at that age you're exploring your sexuality, and fanfiction is an excellent way for young teens and even young adults to explore sexuality. I could explore straight couples, lesbian couples, gay couples, and everything in between, all different types of sexualities without actually having to do anything physically or have actual relationships. You kind of have to look at every sexuality from a different point of view when you're writing fanfiction. because you can only understand feelings from your own sexuality, but when you're writing fanfiction for another type of sexuality, you kind of have to put yourself in their shoes and say, how would I feel? How would this be done? And I think that's what it was really about, was about just exploring how other people would feel. I always enjoyed writing fanfiction because as somebody who wanted to become an original creator, eventually fanfiction opened the door where I already had a built world and already had these refined characters that I could use, change, and mold into something. Help me refine my skills as a creator myself. Now, was stopping right or wrong? There's no answer there. I mean, people ask me all the time, did I make the right decision? Yes. I can't regret that. I stopped because my life changed and I could only read fanfiction, and I could still write it. I mean, it didn't make any difference if I stopped writing fanfiction or I did it. I just felt it was the right time for me to stop. When I stopped, I became an original creator, so now I create my own world with my own characters, and I'm very happy doing that. So as far as I'm concerned, as long as I'm happy creating my own world now, I made the right decision. I'm very happy as an original creator. My thoughts on fanfiction from then and now is very simple. It's changed a lot, but in the end, we're all still fans, showing love and showing our desire to be part of that fandom, a part of that world, part of what that other person has created. That part of fanfiction has never changed, and I'm really glad to see that it hasn't. People are more accepting of fanfiction now and the culture around it, and I'm really glad to see that, even though I'm not so involved with that culture and that community as I originally was. I know I grew as a creator, and I knew that I grew as a person through fanfiction, and to me, that's great, and I'm really glad to see a lot of my old pals back from my fanfiction days here on my channel. Welcome back, guys. So here's the finished product. This is a Itachi Sakura K9 fan art. I hope you guys enjoy. This is a special shout out to my old subscribers. Thanks for watching, everybody. You can check out this other great video. Maybe look at last week's video if you missed it. Maybe you should try becoming a Patreon. Help support this content, support me, and support the rest of this community so I can keep making this great content. As always, guys, have a wonderful day, and see you guys next time.